Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I just wanted to show my custom Ecto 1A with added lighting. I honestly made this like a year ago and I just haven't filmed it, I guess. I just didn't feel the need. Let me know though if you enjoy it, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. This is a much more upgraded version compared to my original Ecto 1. My original Ecto 1, I did some kind of weird yellow flashers on the two sides. Then these were bright white, whereas all of these headlights are warm white. Also, since this is Ecto 1A, in the movie, if you look, there is actually a yellow flashing rotating beacon mounted to the bumper here. And so I did add that in by just drilling a little hole. And the LEDs that I've added in are 3mm. So these are 3mm warm white behind here, and then this is a 3mm yellow. What's really neat about this one, in the original one, I actually popped these out, the little lenses for the headlights. But for this one, I actually left them in, and I was able to barely fit LEDs behind here. And so that took a bit more finagling. And I didn't add anything for backlights. Also, for this modification, I actually have a servo clip right there that you can see. So if I want to detach the roof, I can just remove that servo clip. And I can't exactly remember how I wired it, but I think that in the middle, because the servo clip has 3 wires, the middle wire is positive, and then there's a yellow flasher wire, and then the headlight negative wire. And also what I've done is I added this, I'm trying to film this one-handed. I added this little dip switch here. I was originally planning on adding more to this car, but I sort of petered out on my enthusiasm. I might still eventually do this. On my channel, if you look, there is actually a video I posted, again, about a year ago, showing Arduino code for doing this sign, because I was planning on making a little coded sign for each side with changing color lights that actually has the full message of we're back, we're ready to believe you, and like all the phone number and everything. If there's enough support, I'll definitely try and do that, but just for Playmobil modifications, there never seems to be much interest. And I would probably have to destroy or 3D print a new top, so I would probably get an extra off eBay or something so I could not ruin the one that I have. And for anybody who's watched my videos at all, you know that I have discovered the secret of non-stop link. So if you press the buttons on here, they don't do anything right now, because the 6th dip switch is the non-stop link. So if I switch the first one off, so the first dip switch is power to the siren board, the built-in board here, because I actually removed the original negative wire on the batteries and routed it directly to this switch. And then there's a wire going from this dip switch back up to the board to give it power when I switch it on. So now that dip switch 6 is off, and that is off, if I turn the first one back on, now we have the original functions of the board. So the lights operate as they did normally. Normally, if you want to engage non-stop blink, you have to make sure the power's been drained from the board completely. If you shut the board off manually by pushing the button and then switching off and then dip switch on, see, it didn't engage because there was still power stored within tiny little capacitors on the board. So you have to turn it on, make sure the lights are on, shut it off. Now turn dip switch 6 on, and then number 1 back on. And now it's in non-stop blink mode. So when it's in non-stop blink mode, this car will continuously just do the light effects. And you can just have it as a display. Some people will use like a AAA battery replacer, so you could have it plugged in. Or I could have very easily added in a USB plug to have it run off a USB or 5-volt power, whatever, so you could have it plugged in for a display. If anybody's interested in doing that, reach out to me, and I'm happy. I don't charge very much for my modifications. I would probably charge maybe $30 to do non-stop blink, the switch, all the stuff. So just let me know. But yeah. Then if we do dip switch 2, that does the headlights on and off. So now we just have the flasher and the siren, no headlights. Now everything's off. I turned dip switch 6 off, so non-stop blink is off. And you can see that front flasher is tied into the original board. I soldered onto this yellow LED. So those two are actually linked, which is kind of hard to notice since the car has so many lights and they all kind of randomly blink. If you stare at it long enough, you can definitely decode the pattern, but still, it's a decent enough thing you don't really notice that it's tied. Especially since some of the original LEDs are actually tied anyway. If you sit and look at it long enough, you can see that some of them turn on at the same time as others, so it's just, I think it's more than good enough. And it looks just like the movie. If you were to stand back and put this into a display, this looks just like a little model that you can imagine for a movie prop. Especially once you add the headlights. And since it has the original lenses, it looks really nice. So you can see the car. So yeah, let me know if you have any other ideas. Yeah, if I added an Arduino to this, I could also add in servo functions to make the things rotate back and forth or move. And I could add more of the lights too. So it does have those two, and I think I will eventually do this light. And then I was also planning on doing cab lights as one of the switches, so I could have interior lights. But to me, those weren't that important, since you never really see the car like that anyway, with interior lighting. So thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. And be sure to check out the other videos on my channel.